Hey, I'm Dusti Martin with the Martin Group at Platinum Living Realty, dropping in with your monthly market update for the towns of Cave Creek and Carefree. It is currently July 6th, 2023, so hit the subscribe button, buckle up, let's go. All right, active listings in Cave Creek and Carefree are up just over 0.5% at 0.6% this time year over year. However, our sold listings are up 3.1% over this time last year. Our median price per square foot, though, is still down 8.1% over this time last year. Remember, about this time last year through the end of the year, we kind of backslid, if you will, with everybody freaking out. And while that number is starting to even out, we're still not quite there with prices in Cave Creek and Carefree. However, I expect with the Fed deciding to pause their interest rate hikes for the summer, I expect that to maybe level out a little bit more, if not see our price points tick up like they have been doing since January this year. So keep that in mind. The last 6 months of last year were really rough as everybody kind of freaked out and tried to figure out what was happening. But then from about January till now, we've seen a lot of gains and we've made up a lot of ground. So as we go through towards the end of the year, my guess is we're going to probably even out, if not maybe go up a little bit more. That's leaving our median price per square foot at $343.16 here in the towns of Cave Creek and Carefree. Keep in mind, real estate should be a long-term investment. So you don't always want to look at just 1 year over the other because we're bound to have little small corrections here and there. Most real estate really should be a long-term investment. Think 7 to 10 years. Most real estate cycles normally are about 7 years, and we didn't have one for over a decade. So keep that in mind. We're coming out of the 2007, 8, 9 crash. The very bottom was in late 2010, early 2011, and it's basically been almost completely upward motion since then. So going on over 10 years now with a straight seller's market, we had to catch our breath sometime, and now is the time that we're doing that. Our months of supply, though, is down from this time last year at 2.5% less than it was last year, currently sitting at 2.61 months of supply for Cave Creek and Carefree. That's still actually a very strong seller's market, so keep that in mind. And then our median days on market is up 63.5% over this time last year. However, we're still only at 42 days on market. This time last year, we were coming off the hottest historical seller's market we had ever had, and we were at 26 days. And so keep in mind, we have just a smidge more active listings than we did this time last year, but our sold listings are actually higher. We have more closed home, more sales than we did last year. So our active number of listings went up about 0.5%, but then our sold listings went up over 3%. So with that said, there's still more demand than new homes that are coming on the market. And when you look at the median days on market, 42 days is not long. 30 of those days, you're going to probably be under contract and working your way towards closing. So really in about 12 days, that's when you want to see your first offer come in, and hopefully it's a good enough one if you're priced and marketed appropriately. And if you're not, then you got problems and you need to go watch some of my other videos. Make sure you hit subscribe while you're at it. All right, so then we're going to talk about our months of supply by price point. Still from 0 to 100, all the way down to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. We don't have any inventory, so therefore we have no data. This has been a trend over the last 3 years, I want to say, as we've seen those inventory numbers get smaller and smaller, and that's just because the average price point and home value in our area has mostly, for the most part, outpaced home sale. So basically what I'm trying to say is, as we've seen our home values increase, the inventory in those lower price points is just no longer there because those same homes are now worth a lot more. So we don't even have inventory again until we get to the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. That's like barely getting your toes wet, entry level in Cave Creek and Carefree now. And for that price range, we're currently sitting at less than a 1 month supply at 0.83 months of inventory. You're going to see really hot seller's market, multiple offers, bidding wars, things getting waived. In that price point, you're going to see a lot of activity. And if you're not, then there's only 3 things I'd say that could be wrong with the home. And either there's something physically wrong with the home, it's priced really awfully, or it's not being marketed at all and nobody knows about it. So then when we look at the $500,000 to $700,000 price range, this is kind of like the starter home in our area. We're at 1.17 months of supply, so less than 5 weeks. With that said, again, crazy hot seller's market. This is in keeping with the types of stuff we've seen the last 2 or 3 years with bidding wars and all that crazy stuff. Lots of over asking offers. Keep that in mind. Pay attention to your days on market there, because it's going to be very telling whether or not that home is priced appropriately. So then we get to our $700,000 to $1 million price range. And this is kind of your average home in Cave Creek and Carefree. We're at 2.75 months of supply. So about 11 weeks worth of inventory. That's still not a lot. It's still a pretty strong seller's market. However, you might only see 1 or 2 strong offers in a month. And it's going to take a little bit longer to sell your home unless you're aggressive with your pricing and marketing. However, when you look at that, make sure that you're really dialing into each neighborhood to see what the supply and demand for that type of home in that particular neighborhood is. Then we look at our $1 to $3 million price range in Cave Creek and Carefree. This is the biggest slice of the pie when it comes to our homes listed for sale in this area, and we're at 3.76 months of supply. Still, it is technically a seller's market. You should get somewhere between 97 and 99% of asking, but it's going to take 3 or 4 months to sell your home. And it's going to be more competitive than in the lower price points because there's more homes. So remember this tip. If the price is not compelling, it is not selling. And that doesn't matter the price point or the supply and the demand. You have to actually really, truly do what you can to market your home in the best way possible. But then when we look at the over $3 million mark in Cave Creek and Carefree, we're at a 12-month supply. So we are well inside buyer's market territory. However, we only had 12 homes in that price range to talk about, and one of them sold. Do the math. That's 12 months. That's buyer's market inventory. You're not going to see a lot of full price offers. You've got a lot of competition, and you got to make sure that your home is the prettiest girl in the neighborhood. This time last year in that price range, we actually had 8 months worth of inventory, which is still a buyer's market. So it's a little more pronounced this year, likely because of the interest rates being higher this summer than they were last summer. However, that's also kind of normal for the summer months in Cave Creek and Carefree. If you've been watching this channel for very long, you know that a lot of our buyers, especially in the luxury market, take off and leave for the summer months. They're just not here because they can be on a beach somewhere else. And they are somewhere cooler. They are on vacation. They are just not here when it's 120 degrees. Hate to say it. So keep that in mind. If you do have a home over $3 million in the area that you're thinking of selling, make sure that your marketing is super dialed in and you are not marketing in Arizona, because most likely your buyer is not currently in Arizona right now. If you're wondering what your home would sell for in today's market, or if you're thinking of buying a home in Cave Creek and Carefree and want to know what it would look like with the budget you have in the area you're looking, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit our website at martinpropertiesaz.com.